On my birthday, my billionaire grandpa smiled and asked, "So, is the apartment comfortable?" I froze. "What apartment?" I replied. My parents went pale. Grandpa turned to them slowly and asked, "Then where did the money go?" "My name is Caitlin, and I just turned 27 years old today. Can you imagine finding out, on your own birthday, that your entire life of struggle and sacrifice was a carefully constructed lie? That the people who raised you had been systematically stealing millions from you, right under your nose, while you thought you were completely alone in the world? Because that's exactly what happened to me. It was supposed to be a happy celebration at this super fancy Chicago restaurant, you know, one of those places where the menu doesn't even bother with prices. My parents were there, looking all nervous, practically twitching in their seats. Then my billionaire grandfather, Walter, a man who practically never shows up for family stuff, walks in. He flashed this warm smile and asked me, "Is the apartment comfortable?" I just blinked, utterly confused. "What apartment?" I asked. And I swear, in that moment, my parents literally froze. The air just went still. Grandpa Walter's smile vanished, like someone had flipped a switch. He turned to my parents, his voice dropping to this eerily calm, terrifying whisper. "Then where did the money go?" That was it. That was the moment everything I thought I knew about my family, about my life, just shattered. Before that night, I genuinely believed I was living a normal life. I was a graphic designer, busting my butt at a small agency downtown. I made just enough to cover my bills, maybe treat myself to a decent coffee once in a while. My apartment? Nothing special. A 2-bedroom in a slightly tired building I shared with my roommate Olivia. Rent was brutal, even split, but hey, that's city living, right? We'd made it our own though, with all these mismatched furniture pieces we'd scavenged and walls covered in art prints. And honestly, despite having a billionaire grandfather, I was proud. I was making my own way. My parents, Harold and Diane, lived what seemed like a really comfortable, upper-middle-class life out in the suburbs. Big 5-bedroom house, a pool, these lavish vacations twice a year. I just figured my dad was doing great in his senior position at an insurance company, and my mom's real estate gig was booming. They never, ever offered me financial help. It was always about the importance of working for what you want, building character through struggle. When I graduated from art school 4 years ago, drowning in nearly 70 grand of student loans, they actually congratulated me on taking my first steps into adulthood. You know how some parents help with down payments or cover a few months' rent to get their kids on their feet? Mine handed me a copy of Dave Ramsey. Said struggle was important for character. And I never really resented them for it. Not truly. I was determined to prove I could do it. But yeah, there were times when things got really tight that I wondered. Especially when they'd roll up in a full story added in below.